All right, Dodgers fans, let's dive into what could be one of the most intriguing storylines heading into next season, and it revolves around Dalton Rushing. As you know, free agency is officially underway, and the Dodgers are facing a series of decisions that could define the roster for the coming years. Rushing, who has shown flashes of brilliance but has yet to fully establish himself at the major league level, suddenly finds himself at a crossroads that could alter not just his career, but the way the Dodgers approach roster construction moving forward. We've seen similar situations with other teams, and the example that keeps coming up is the Yankees with Ben Rice. Rice entered the league in a situation very similar to Rushing's, a young player behind established stars, with limited opportunities in his rookie season, struggling to get consistent at-bats and regular playing time. The Yankees, however, made a deliberate choice to put him in the lineup, rotating him through multiple positions to ensure he received maximum exposure and development. That strategy resulted in Rice playing over 130 games, recording more than 500 plate appearances, and turning potential into tangible results, including a batting average that climbed steadily, significant home run production, and recognition for his offensive contributions. For Dalton Rushing, the lesson here is clear. Opportunity is everything. The Dodgers have an immensely talented roster, but integrating Rushing as a utility player across multiple positions, catcher, first base, designated hitter, and potentially in the outfield, could mirror what the Yankees achieved with Rice, maximizing his growth while also maintaining flexibility elsewhere on the roster. The key difference between the Dodgers and the Yankees to this point has been how these players have been utilized. While Rushing has shown skill, his development has been limited by sporadic playing time. In AAA, Rushing thrived with consistent starts, hitting above .300 and showing the promise that scouts had anticipated, but translating that to the major league level requires regular exposure. It's a delicate balance because the Dodgers, with Will Smith entrenched as the primary catcher through 2033, have an immediate gap at that position for the future, but Rushing's versatility gives them options. He can serve as a backup, fill in at first base when veterans like Freddie Freeman need rest or are hampered by injuries, take on the DH role when Shohei Ohtani is resting, and even cover in the outfield if necessary. This kind of roster flexibility is invaluable, not only to safeguard against injuries and fatigue over a long season, but also to allow the Dodgers to maneuver in free agency, allocating resources to positions of immediate need without sacrificing homegrown talent. What makes this discussion particularly relevant now is how the Dodgers manage the overlapping timelines of payroll, arbitration, and development. Rushing is only 25, still learning the nuances of the major league game, and the sooner he accrues plate appearances and game experience, the faster his growth trajectory will be. Unlike a one-season experiment, investing in Rushing across multiple roles allows the Dodgers to plan strategically for the next several seasons. It also creates opportunities for the team to potentially enhance the lineup elsewhere, whether that's adding an outfielder, reinforcing pitching depth, or securing another high-impact position player, all while keeping Rushing active and developing. Looking at his recent performance, Rushing's MLB exposure last year was limited to just over 50 games, with a batting average below expectations. Yet his AAA performance showcased the upside that had everyone excited when he first entered the system. This contrast highlights how crucial it is to give him consistent at-bats at the major league level. Even if he is not the starting catcher or first baseman every day, creating a utility role similar to what Chris Taylor and Kihei Hernandez have done in past seasons could be the perfect solution. It allows the Dodgers to maximize Rushing's contributions while maintaining roster flexibility and budget efficiency. And when you examine the lineup composition, there are several practical ways to slot Rushing in without disrupting the core of the team. First base, backup catching, DH opportunities, and even corner outfield spots are all realistic options. This ensures that he is contributing regularly, while still leaving room for the Dodgers to pursue marquee additions or cover other roster gaps in free agency. Another important point is that this approach can also reduce risk. By giving Rushing consistent playing time, the Dodgers prevent the stagnation that occurs when a talented player is left on the bench too often, which could hurt both confidence and development. Simultaneously, The team maintains control over how and where they allocate salary commitments, ensuring that high-value contracts for top-tier free agents do not compromise the development of homegrown talent. Rushing's versatility becomes a strategic tool, not just a player development question. From a long-term perspective, he could emerge as a cornerstone of the roster in multiple roles. Whether that means stepping in as the starting catcher in a few years, taking on first base responsibilities, or continuing to provide depth across several positions, his ability to adapt makes him an essential piece of the Dodgers' puzzle. Of course, there are always challenges. Rushing has dealt with injuries and setbacks that have limited his game appearances, and while he has the talent, consistency at the major league level is still a question. Yet the framework is there. Give him the plate appearances, rotate him through multiple positions, and allow him to learn on the job. The success of Ben Rice provides a clear blueprint. Regular playing time, exposure to different positions, and the confidence of the organization can turn potential into production. For the Dodgers, following this path could result in a more balanced roster, enhanced defensive output, and a player who is primed to contribute at a high level across the board. And when you consider the upcoming season, every lineup decision matters. Veteran players like Freeman and Ohtani have proven track records, but they are not immune to fatigue or injury, and having a player like Rushing ready to step in anywhere provides insurance against these inevitable challenges. It also creates a competitive environment, pushing all players to perform at their peak, knowing that roster spots and playing time are truly earned. The discussion around Dalton Rushing is not just about his individual development. It is about how the Dodgers approach team building in an era of high stakes, long seasons, and the pursuit of sustained success. A strategic deployment of Rushing, mirroring what the Yankees achieved with Rice, opens multiple doors. It enhances his growth, provides insurance against injuries, allows flexibility in free agency spending. It ensures that the Dodgers can continue to field a team capable of competing at the highest level. In essence, it is about maximizing assets, both financial and human, while keeping the door open for future opportunities that can maintain the Dodgers as perennial contenders. This strategy is particularly relevant given that Rushing is only 25 and the team has another year of payroll management before arbitration adjustments come into play. Giving him consistent exposure now accelerates his learning curve, acclimates him to major league pitching, and prepares him to contribute immediately and in the long term. In addition, the versatility of having a player who can cover catcher, first base, DH, and potentially outfield ensures that the Dodgers are not just relying on a static roster, but are instead cultivating a dynamic squad that can adapt to injuries, slumps, or strategic matchups throughout the long season. This positions the team well to handle the inevitable grind of 162 games, while also maintaining a long-term vision for sustaining success. As we look ahead to the next few seasons, Dalton Rushing could very well become a central figure in the Dodgers' plan, not merely as a bench player or developmental prospect, but as a versatile, everyday contributor who can impact the game in multiple ways. The potential is enormous, but it hinges entirely on how the Dodgers choose to deploy him and whether they are willing to follow the blueprint set by other successful franchises like the Yankees, who turn a young prospect into a full-time contributor through careful planning, positional flexibility, and consistent opportunities. Continuing with the discussion on Dalton Rushing and the Dodgers' strategic approach, it becomes increasingly clear that the team's management has a pivotal decision ahead. The opportunity to develop Rushing into a multifaceted asset goes beyond simple playing time. It is a calculated move that intertwines player growth with the overall team's competitive trajectory. Observing his time in AAA, it is evident that consistent exposure and starts translate directly to improved performance metrics. His batting average in the minors, hovering above 300, coupled with increased plate discipline and power numbers, underscores what can be achieved when a player receives uninterrupted at-bats. Translating this into a major league context is the next challenge. The Dodgers, equipped with a roster full of established stars, face the delicate task of integrating Rushing in a way that maximizes his contributions without destabilizing the team's offensive and defensive structure. This is where the utility player role comes into play, offering flexibility and strategic advantages. By positioning Rushing across multiple spots, catcher, first base, designated hitter, and outfield, the Dodgers create a scenario where he is regularly involved in games, absorbing high-pressure situations while simultaneously allowing senior players to rest, thereby preserving their health over the grind of the long season. The parallels with Ben Rice are instructive. The Yankees' decision to rotate him through first base, catcher, and DH roles provided a foundation for consistent growth. Rushing, if afforded a similar strategy, could see an analogous uptick in performance. His ability to adapt to different positions not only strengthens the Dodgers' depth chart, but also enables them to maneuver financially, freeing payroll for targeted acquisitions in free agency. This approach has the added benefit of fostering a competitive environment within a roster. When a young player like Rushing is given the chance to contribute meaningfully, it signals to the rest of the team that opportunities are earned through performance, not merely status. This competitive dynamic can elevate overall team performance, pushing established veterans to maintain peak performance while nurturing the development of emerging talent. Furthermore, Rushing's versatility mitigates potential risks inherent in a long season. Injuries, fatigue, and unexpected slumps are inevitable in Major League Baseball, and having a player capable of filling multiple roles is a form of built-in insurance. For example, if first base requires rest for a veteran, Rushing can step in without the team sacrificing offensive production. Similarly, if the DH spot or catching rotation needs coverage, he provides a reliable alternative. This flexibility is especially crucial given the Dodgers' ambitions of contending for consecutive championships. The ability to adapt and reconfigure the lineup dynamically throughout the season enhances the team's resilience and strategic depth. Looking at Rushing's past performance, it is clear that he possesses the raw talent necessary to make this transition successful. In AAA, he accumulated significant plate appearances, maintained a strong batting average, and demonstrated both power and defensive aptitude. However, the major league environment is a different arena, demanding a blend of skill, consistency, and mental toughness. By embedding him into the lineup regularly, the Dodgers can accelerate his acclimation to major league pitching, refine his defensive skills across multiple positions, and ultimately unlock his full potential. It is also essential to consider the timing of this integration. At 25, Rushing is entering a prime developmental window. The next few seasons are critical for establishing his trajectory. Strategic utilization now sets the stage for long-term success, allowing him to mature within a controlled framework that balances exposure, experience, and mentorship from veteran teammates. Additionally, the financial aspect cannot be ignored. The Dodgers have the opportunity to optimize payroll by leveraging Rushing's versatility. Rather than investing heavily in multiple free agents to fill gaps, the team can maximize the value of their homegrown talent while selectively targeting key acquisitions. This dual approach, developing internal talent while supplementing with strategic external additions. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. In an astonishing turn of events that has sent shockwaves through the baseball community, whispers are circulating that Will Smith, the star catcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, has reportedly refused to play alongside a certain teammate. The news, initially dismissed by some as mere locker room gossip, has quickly gained traction among insiders who claim the tension between the two players has been simmering for months. Sources suggest that disagreements on and off the field, combined with clashing personalities, may have finally reached a breaking point, leaving teammates and coaches caught in the middle of a brewing storm. Those close to the situation describe the alleged feud as intense and unavoidable, hinting that the rift is not simply about performance or strategy, but deeper issues of respect and leadership. The Dodgers clubhouse, usually known for its camaraderie and tight-knit atmosphere, is said to be buzzing with speculation as players attempt to navigate the delicate balance of loyalty and professionalism. While neither Smith nor the unnamed teammate has made an official statement, insiders report that team management is reportedly weighing its options, fearing that the tension could impact not only morale, but on-field chemistry if left unresolved. Fans have taken to social media in droves, speculating on the identity of the player in question, with theories ranging from rising stars to veteran pitchers, each rumor more sensational than the last. Analysts are quick to point out that public disputes of this nature are rare in baseball, a sport often characterized by unspoken codes of conduct and collective focus. Yet, if true, this revelation could mark one of the most talked about internal conflicts in recent Dodgers history, sparking debates about team dynamics, leadership, and the pressures of competing at the highest level. As the Dodgers prepare for the grind of the season, the locker room drama has added a new layer of intrigue, with insiders hinting at possible trade scenarios, strategic lineup changes, and behind-the-scenes negotiations aimed at quelling the discord. Whether this is a temporary clash of egos or the beginning of a more permanent fracture remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the baseball world will be watching closely, and every move, every interaction, and every hint of tension will be dissected by fans and media alike. For now, the rumor mill continues to churn, leaving everyone guessing about what comes next in this high-stakes saga. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.